Welcome to the Seth Thibodeaux Show, featuring the head coach of Nicholls State University Baseball, Seth Thibodeaux. Today's program is presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. The Seth Thibodeaux Show is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. Good afternoon and welcome to the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim, joined here by the head coach of the Colonels, Seth Thibodeaux. Boy, it's got to be a little bit different now, being the hunted instead of the hunter. The Colonels all alone in first place.
It is. It's a good feeling, but we have to understand we're on loose gravel right now climbing up the mountain, so we got to be careful and stay humble, but it's a fun ride, and it's something we work really hard, and it's a place we really want to be.
Everything's coming together right now. Offense, defense, pitching, it's all there right now. And the most important thing is every guy, a new guy, seems to be stepping up in every game and taking on the challenge.
Well, that's the best part of it, and in certain ways that we're doing it. You know, the 2 games in the last 2 weekends against Lemoore and Oral Roberts, we were down 2 outs in a tie baseball game in the 9th inning, and both times we make some things happen late in the game. So it's fun to see the timely pitch. It's fun to see the timely hit. And it's fun to see us play some defense the way we are. It really is. It's part of what we work really hard to be.
Now, you hosted Oral Roberts, a 3-game set this past weekend. ORU came into this league last year with some pretty high hopes coming to the Southland from the Summit League. They found out pretty quickly, like a lot of teams do, you got to compete every day in the Southland. You're not going to walk over anybody.
No, there's no question about it. You've got to play, and you're going to get pitched a certain way, and you're going to get the offensive attack is coming at you a little different way. So no one's scared of anyone in this league, and they bring their best every single time, and no name does anything for anyone. It puts you in a mood to want to beat the opponent. And so it's an exciting league, and nothing's going to change the rest of the way out. It's going to be exciting from here on out.
Now, this was a team, Oral Roberts, that had won 14 consecutive Summit League championships. This would turn out to be a heck of a series. Game 1 on Friday was postponed due to heavy rain. So for the 3rd straight weekend, the Colonels would play a Saturday doubleheader. Let's head out here to Didier Field in Thibodaux. You don't see this very often, but the wind was actually going out for much of the day, and the hitters were salivating at the thought. After Matt Brandy delivered a sac fly in the 1st for ORU, the Golden Eagles would tag 2 more runs on southpaw Taylor Bird in the 3rd. Brandy delivers again, singling through the right side. The 2-out hit chases in Brandon Healy. Bird didn't have his best day here. The next batter is Tyler Voss, and he would double off the wall in right center. That scores Brandy. Nicholls down 3-0, but ORU would record only 2 hits the rest of the way. A great job by the bullpen combination of Cole Stapler, Stuart Holmes, and John Satriano. It would give Nicholls a chance. Bottom 4th, Kurt Giller on the hill for ORU. Colonels draw a pair of 2-out walks before Charles Morton singles into left. Keith Cormier comes around. It's a 3-1 ball game. Nicholls, though, limited to 3 hits in the contest. We take you to the home half of the 6th inning. The Colonels would put runners at the corners, 1 gone. Mark Frazier at the bat, and he registers the base hit. Plating Phillip Lyons, we have ourselves a ball game. Nicholls down 3-2. Giller would make it through a 1-2-3-7. He walked 3 and fanned 6 on the day. Jordan Romano would try to finish it up, a perfect 8th, and then he sends Nicholls packing in order in the 9th. Tyler Duplantis fans to end the game. Oral Roberts claiming the series opener by a final score of 3-2. Typical opening game in the Southland Series. All pitching and runs come at a premium.
Yeah, those guys can pitch it too. Giller was really good, and he set the tone early, just throwing lots of strikes. But what they do a good job of is using both sides of the plate and having 2nd and 3rd pitches, boy. And it makes it tough when you're hitters. And I felt like we did have some bad ABs. Looking at the flags blowing straight out, I think our guys may have got a little too amped up there. But it really humbled us a little bit, and we came out in this game 2 with a little vengeance.
One of the strengths, and it kind of gets overlooked sometimes when you're talking about setup men. It's a very unglamorous role. The Colonel's bullpen is deep this year, and you got a lot of guys you can go to when your starter doesn't have his best stuff.
You're exactly right. You know, Taylor didn't have his best stuff, but it was a midday start for him, and it was a Saturday start for him, so it was out of his routine. He's usually a Friday night guy. He pitches under the lights. He doesn't get prepared at noon for his game. He gets prepared at 4:30 in the afternoon for his game. That's not an excuse, but it is. Looking ahead, it's a positive because in the conference tournament, he may be throwing during the day, or the regional, he may be throwing in an early start. So it is something. The first is important. But again, like you said, our bullpen has been fantastic, and for us to piece it together and keep it where it was at and give ourselves a chance the way we did and be prepared for a game 2, you know, it really set us up for the rest of the weekend.
Yep. Game 2 Saturday night, the Colonels looking to even things up here. Jose Trevino delivered a sac fly for ORU in the top of the first before Nichols comes alive. Facing righty Guillermo Trujillo, the Dirty Red unload for 4 runs in their first time at bat. Boss can't find his footing in right, and David Zorn takes advantage. A 2-out, 2-run triple. Frazier and Duplantis each recorded an RBI hit earlier in the frame. Nichols up 4-1 here. It's the first triple of the year for David Zorn. Trujillo yields a pair of hits to start the second, and then Leo Vargas makes his way up to the plate and crushes one into the left field corner. It brings in Brandon Jackson and Phillip Lyons. Trujillo was pulled after that. Vargas with a big game. He goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. He also scored a couple of runs in the contest to lead the Colonels at the plate. ORU would bring in Philip Wilson to pitch as Trujillo gets yanked. First batter he faces is Keith Cormier. His double into right scores Vargas. It's 8-1 Colonels after just 2 innings of play. Cormier also with a nice effort, 3 for 4. He batted in 2 and also scored twice. The Colonels would add 2 more runs in the 5th to go up 10-1. Grant Bourne dealing for Nichols in the 6th. The Colonels starter serves one up to Tyler Boss. It's a wall banger, a 2-run triple for Boss. Trevino and Healy both score. ORU wrapped 10 hits in this one to hang around. Borden yielded another run in the 6th on an Augie Afner RBI single. So we make our way into the 8th, still 10-4 Colonels. Not after this. Emmanuel Forcier with a 2-out pinch hit off of Mark Frazier. It falls in center. Boss and Brandy come around. We've got ourselves a 10-6 ball game. The Colonels would bring on Mark Picciola to get out of the 8th. Now he winds up giving up a leadoff double in the 9th inning. And ORU with a chance, but Picciola able to slam the door shut. The bounce out by Brandy, and the series is tied at a game apiece. Save number 5 for Picciola. A 14-hit attack for the Colonels was enough in this one. 10-6 is your final score. It's tough to turn around 30 minutes after a loss and come out the way the Colonels did offensively. They found their approach at the plate once again.
Absolutely, against one of the best arms in the Southern Conference and a guy that was the Southern Conference Pitcher of the Week. And for us to have the kind of at-bats we did shows the true character of our guys, the grit and determination. They weren't going to be denied in Game 2. They knew we had a series to win, and they had to take care of business right there, and they set the tone early and drew first blood, and it really set us going for the rest of the weekend.
And Grant Bourne able to slug his way through about 7 innings.
Yeah, you know what? I'd like to see Grant finish a little better, and because he's capable of being a lot better than that. And we're going to see that down the stretch. But I'll tell you this, I liked how Picciola came in and the game was over. And there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This game's over. And so I'd have preferred to not have had to use him with a bigger lead like that, but that's okay. We have a lot of confidence in him, but I certainly appreciate the way our guys responded in Game 2.
Well, let's head back to the DID for Sunday's decisive Game 3. It would turn out to be a very fun birthday for little Blake Broussard. He celebrated his 4th B-Day with the Colonels, throwing out the first pitch here, and the boys would give him an afternoon to remember. Coach, you got about 13 years to get that pitch straightened out for him. Brandon Jackson on the hill for the Colonels. He's just getting better. His first inning was his worst, though, giving up a walk and 2 hits. Jose Trevino singles in Logan Domenico. Golden Eagles up 1-0, but that was just one of 4 hits that Jackson surrendered in his 8 innings of work. He went toe-to-toe with ORU's Gavin Glantz. Here in the 3rd, after a 1-out hit by Phillip Lyons, Leo Vargas delivers a textbook hit-and-run single. Lyons goes from corner to corner. Vargas recorded 2 of Nichols' 6 hits. He added a stolen base to put 2 runners in scoring position. It set things up for Keith Cormier. Ground ball to 3rd, runners going on contact. Lyons scores to even it up at 1. Cormier with his team-high tying 18th RBI of the year coming on the ground out. Runs were again at a premium in this one. 7th inning, Jackson going strong with a man on second and 2 outs. His breaking ball makes mincemeat out of Dean Wilson. Jackson with 6 strikeouts against just 2 walks. It wasn't enough for the win, but it gives Nichols a chance. Both clubs outstanding defensively. Bottom 7th, Glantz gets some help, though he didn't need much. Seth Stevens robbed by Domenico out in left. Glantz went a career-high 8 innings, fanning 6, a new personal best. We go to the home half of the ninth, still tied up. Pepe Gomez on to pitch. 2 outs, bases empty, but Tyler Duplantis looking to start a rally. Base hit to center. An otherwise tough weekend for Tyler, but he gets a big hit here. David Zorn followed with a walk. It brought up Christian Correa, a defensive replacement. It's his first at-bat of the afternoon. He's batting a .167, but it doesn't matter. He's the hero. Colonels win it 2-1 and remain in sole possession of first place in the Southland Conference. Again, Coach, just a new guy stepping up every day.
Isn't that fun to watch? Those guys work really hard for that. And like you said, Christian Correa has been in the cages all week long. And it was so much fun. And you kind of had that feeling having his family come in from South Florida to see him play college baseball for the first time. He was coming up. We'd spent so much time in the cages. I knew where he was at with his swing, and I knew he was a good matchup for the guy that was on the mound. So, but just to see the way they did it with 2 outs right there, a base hit, a tough walk right there by David Zorn, 2 guys that have been in our program for 4 years each, and then to have a guy like Christian Correa come through on, taking a slider and putting it on that barrel a little bit right there and seeing our guys explode in that dugout. That's why we work as hard as we do, just to see that moment. For that 15 seconds of excitement, that's why we do what we do every single day, and it was fun to see our guys win it like that.
Through 3 weekends, you remain on top of the Southland. You take a look at how things have played out this year. Lamar was picked to finish second in the league. They're middling, right in the middle of the pack there. Sam Houston was nationally ranked a couple of weeks ago. They're under 500 in the league right now. And, of course, Oral Roberts and all that tradition, they only have a couple wins in conference this year. It is amazing what the Southland can do to you week in and week out.
Absolutely, and it's so far from over. Something tells me we're going to see Oral Roberts again. They're a talented bunch, but you've got to bring it every single day. You've got to have the right mindset every single time you step on the field in the Southland because, again, no one's scared of anyone in this league. No one is head and shoulders above anyone. The 14th place team can take the first place team on any day of the week, and it's all about pitching and defense, and with the bats the way they are, no one's going to out-hit you a whole lot. So you got to have a tough grinding mentality, and you got to gut it out, and that's what we did yesterday. It was so much fun.
We've got much more coming up on the other side after this timeout. Stay with us. You're tuned in to the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional.
You may know Thibodaux Regional was the first hospital in the region to take a leadership role in athletic safety. But did you know they're the only hospital in the region to offer advanced concussion testing technology? That their certified athletic trainers assist high schools with team event coverage, and that they provide prevention education to coaches, athletes, and parents? TJ Boudreau knows they're here for athletes of all ages. Parents, coaches, and athletes know Thibodaux Regional Medical Center for expert, compassionate care.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better, that's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Back here with you on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Here with the head coach of the Nichols baseball team, the first place Colonels, Seth Thibodeaux. Coach, we talked about the Oral Roberts series victory a little bit earlier. Something I want to turn our attention to, though, the alumni involvement in this program. It's been really up there on your list of priorities since you took the head coaching job 4 years ago now. Getting the rich tradition of this program back at the forefront. I don't think a whole lot of people realize over the years the mark that this program has made, and I know it's been a big priority of yours, again, to push that and make sure that people are aware.
Absolutely. There's been a bunch of great baseball players that have played here, a bunch of great baseball teams that have played here, and some great coaches that have been here. And it's a sleeping giant that's been resting for a while, but it was time for them to come back, and it was time for them to be involved again. And to hear them speak the way they do when they come back about the pride the pride of winning and competing, and the love that they have for their teammates and their school and their university. It means a lot for me to hear, but for my players to hear, because I want them to feel that same way, and I want them to give back to this university 20 years from now as well. And so it's important, it's part of tradition, and it's part of the championship culture we want to create.
Well, just before the 2014 season got underway, Coach Tibb invited all former Colonels to celebrate Nichols baseball and remind the current players, as he said, of the great tradition of this program. Alex Tullis has the story.
Once the Colonels baseball team finished preseason play, they hosted a trio of events for returning alumni. The rich history of Nichols baseball was evident when former and current players alike joined together in a day of fellowship and camaraderie.
Ray E. Didier Field was the scene of 2 alumni games, welcoming back coaches and players from years gone by. The opportunity to return to the Nichols Diamond was eagerly anticipated by those in attendance.
You know, a lot of these guys came down from different states, you know, some long flights and guys that we hadn't seen in 20 years. You know, it's great to, you know, kind of share that camaraderie again.
It's a unique experience with all the old boys, you know, and a lot of them that I recruited, you know, and of course there's only a couple that I played with, you know, they can still walk around. And we're having a good time.
It's a lot of memories on this field. It's nice getting to recall with a lot of people that I played with. I enjoy coming back, try to do as much as I can.
Players on this year's squad also had a great appreciation for the chance to be part of the day's events. To see and play against former teammates was a memorable experience as well.
Just nice to really have those guys come back for a full day, just be able to hang out, relax, and catch up. And then also in the same sense, they get to go back and do what they love, and then as a team, we get to kind of concentrate and get a little better in the same sentence.
In addition to a fun day on the field, head coach Seth Thibodeaux reflected on the role Nichols baseball has had on generations of alumni.
We have one guy that flew in from Wisconsin. We have guys from Texas. We have a guy that flew in from LA, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Florida. You know, that shows our players how much pride they have in their university, how much pride they have in their program, and it tells our players that it's their job to do the same thing for others in the future.
The day's festivities culminated in a banquet with a sellout crowd for the 3rd year in a row and over 400 people in attendance. The featured speaker was college football coach Ed Orgeron, a native of nearby Galliano, Louisiana, whose stint at Nichols helped propel his career, which included time as head coach at storied programs such as Ole Miss in Southern California. Orgeron gave a powerful message of inspiration to the current crop of Colonels.
He tied it all to a big team chemistry oriented, you know, type of message, and that was the whole thing, was, you know, making sure that, you know, not one person is bigger than the team, and I think taking that message into this season is going to help us out a lot in the long run. It was really interesting how he related it all together, and how, you know, he really emphasized on how, you know, everybody has to work as one group, and even one person pulling against the team can take away a lot of things.
There's a great deal of pride in the Nichols baseball program. For current team members, the continued support of the alumni motivates them to be the best student athletes they can be.
They get to see guys we talk about all the time. There were some guys that came back that played pro ball, that pitched, that our guys were like, Coach, who's that? You know, they want to know who played here. They want to know where the tradition started. They want to know who did some great things here. So I really enjoy hearing them talk about it.
We just, as a team, I think, want to go out this year and, you know, thank them through the way we play, and thank them through for everything that they've done by the way that we carry ourselves as Colonels.
Reaching out to the alumni base and keeping former Colonels involved has been a high priority for this coaching staff, as it gives the program and the players a host of resources and expanded visibility throughout the country. With the growing success of special events like these reunions, the future of Nichols baseball looks bright. For the Seth Thibodeaux Show, this is Alex Tullis.
Thank you very much, Alex. Folks, we have complete coverage of Nichols baseball on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. The Colonels visit Louisiana Monroe on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Listen to it live on KNSU 91.5 FM. KNSU will also carry Friday night Southland Conference Series opener at Northwestern State, while KTIB 640 AM airs the contest with the Demons on Saturday and Sunday afternoons. Folks, we will be right back with much more of the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, in just a moment. Folks, welcome back here to the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. We're thrilled to be joined by Larry D'Antoni, the coordinator of the Sports Medicine Center at Thibodaux Regional. A great partnership between our institution and yours, and we couldn't be prouder of it.
Absolutely. We've worked with Nichols over the course of the time that I've been at the Sports Medicine Center, which really was our inaugural year in 2010, and there's just so much that Nichols can offer us and vice versa in terms of management and medical services and all the things that go along with that we're real excited for the partnership.
You know, it seems like there's always a big announcement coming out of Thibodaux Regional, and another one a few months ago, groundbreaking on a $63 million wellness center. It's a game changer for this community.
Absolutely. This is a building that you wouldn't really find in Thibodaux, Louisiana, but you know, the ongoing question is why Thibodaux, and the answer is obviously why not. We have people here who are afflicted with many diseases, and our focus really now is to change them from going to the hospital because you're ill, and now we want them to go to the hospital because they want to stay well. So that wellness center is just going to be the focal point of that whole shift in thinking and acting in terms of healthcare.
It's really about preventative care and education and fitness, and that's what this is going to bring to the community.
Absolutely. It's a lot of people say it's just a building, but it offers so many things, and there's going to be so many services in that building that we think are going to be really useful to the community, and certainly education will be a big part of it. But you can tell people what to do and what they should eat and what they shouldn't eat, but we went a step further, and we're going to tell them, we're going to show them, and we're going to give them the place to practice their newfound skills.
Tell us exactly what this building would be comprised of.
Well, we're certainly going to have the medical side of it, which will be staffed by physicians, orthopedists, neurosurgeons, education physicians in terms of diabetes, and then of course we have the cancer center on the other side of campus. But we'll also have for high school and college athletes and recreational athletes for that matter, even middle school athletes, we'll have places that they can train, they can get information in terms of what they need to do to be better at their sport. So it'll be a whole gamut of things that they'll be able to do in that one building.
And there's nothing like this in the region. It can't be found anywhere around here.
Absolutely. We'll have a fitness center. We'll have a gym. We'll have pools. We'll have pools that we can put injured people in. That will the buoyancy of the water will unweight their bodies, so they can put pressure on their injured knee or hip or ankle. So yeah, it'll be unlike anything anyone's seen around here.
I know you're going to be working heavily with the Wellness Center, but your main role still running the sports medicine part of Thibodaux Regional Medical Center. What's your daily day like?
Well, because we offer outreach to some of the high schools in the area, and we do a host of educational seminars for the area coaches, playground coaches, even parents, a lot of those things require planning. So I basically, myself along with our staff, we plan what we're going to do next in terms of events that we'll sponsor, seminars that we'll host. The outreach, the day-to-day activities at the local high schools kind of takes care of itself. I got a great staff of athletic trainers that work with me, and we have a lot of support from the hospital, which is really helpful.
Larry D'Antoni here from the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. When will this wellness center be opened up to the public?
The goal right now, I think, is late 2015, so sometime in October, November, December of 2015. We hope to have it by then. Obviously, you know, things happen and it may be pushed back a little bit later, but if all goes well, it'll be the late 2015. We hope to open it.
Larry, I know Nichols is a better institution for Thibodaux Regional. Having been here, this whole region is better off for TRMC being located here. We appreciate your time and all you do in the community.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Larry
it.
D'Antoni from the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Folks, we'll be back to wrap up the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, in just a moment.
You may know Thibodaux Regional was the first hospital in the region to take a leadership role in athletic safety, and they responded by developing a comprehensive sports medicine program. But did you know their certified athletic trainers assist high schools with team event coverage, and that they are the region's only hospital with sports medicine fellowship-trained physicians? TJ Boudreau knows they're here for athletes of all ages. Parents, coaches, and athletes know Thibodaux Regional Medical Center for expert, compassionate care.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better, that's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Back here with you on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week. You're either local or you're not. Louisiana's best can be found at your local Rouse's or at rouses.com. This week, it's freshman outfielder Taylor Terrio from the softball team, which went 3-1 on the week. Terrio led the charge, hitting .647 with 3 doubles, a home run, 4 RBIs, and 9 runs scored. That's going to do it for our program, folks. We'll talk to you again next week. Today's show has been presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. This program has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.